Good evening and welcome to Look North. The country's chief veterinary officer says the source of last month's bird flu case in East Yorkshire has not been found. The final restrictions put in place on the movement of livestock have been removed today. Farmers say there shouldn't be any long-term effect on the industry, but they remain cautious. Sarah Walton reports.
It was a sight to strike fear into the heart of farmers. Just one duck was found to have bird flu at the Cherry Valley farm in Nafferton, but all 6,000 had to be culled. Restrictions were put in place on the movement of poultry and poultry products within a 10-kilometre zone. Today, those restrictions are being lifted. It's thought the virus could have been spread by wild birds, but the exact source hasn't been identified.
We're really pleased that we've lifted restrictions, and we couldn't do that until we'd done extensive investigations into any linked premises that could have been a source of the disease or spread to the disease, and we found nothing. That means that wild birds continue to be a possibility, and we have to bear in mind that there could be further wild bird incursions.
And because of that, farmers are being asked to stay alert for signs of flu. Cherry Valley didn't want to be interviewed, and nor did any other poultry farmers in the area. They say they don't want any more focus put on the industry now restrictions have ended.
But farmers I've spoken to say that while this has cost them money, one estimated several £1,000s, the disruption has been minimal and nothing like as bad as during past farming scares, like the foot and mouth outbreak.
Deptford Animal Health team have taken the issue very seriously, which we welcome. We think they've been very thorough and done a good job. We'd also like to thank the East Riding Council, who've been very very energetic in their response, and also thank the general public for their vigilance and support we've had during this time.
Farms here say business will get back to normal fairly quickly, and there should be no lasting damage to the industry. Sarah Walton, BBC Look North, Nafferton.
The number of paramedics working for the East Midlands Ambulance Service on long-term sick leave has increased by 40% over the past 4 years. Figures obtained by the BBC reveal that the number of staff off with stress has gone up by 2/3 in the same period. EMAS says it's doing all it can to help employees. More than £20,000 of illicit tobacco has been seized in North East Lincolnshire. The tobacco was found in raids carried out on 3 shops and a house in Grimsby. Sniffer dogs discovered 37,000 cigarettes and 18 kilograms of tobacco that would cost £23,000 to buy.
In this radio news bulletin, Hannah Moffat opens the news after a short ident to represent the BBC radio show. This show was reported on the 21st of December 2014, which reports news in East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. However, this isn't apparent due to her accent, as usually we can tell the geographical location with the accent. This is due to stereotyping. When we hear certain phrases or certain dialect, we can presume something about that person. With the language being formal, this shows me that the target audience for more elderly people between the ages of 30 to 50. You can also tell this by the time of the day it was shown, which was 6 p.m, meaning most people around this age would have gotten home from work and had dinner, giving them time to watch the news and to the radio. Additionally, the problems being reported is more for elder people, talking about bird flu and the health of people. To support this story, they added a pre-recorded interview with people that have something to do with that particular news story. Negative news is always more interesting to the audience, and the stories used had continuation. Weather reports, read by Kirsty, is important for the target audience as they rely on this information when they go out or to work or shopping, etc. This particular news story lasts for 5 minutes, which has vox pops to support different stories. There is more negative fact in the news. They have used stories that relate to more people at the start and then moved on to more personalised stories towards the end. This is due to the news values that have been put in order by Gatlin and Rouge. The length of these stories aren't very long, however they cover the most important facts of each story. They can't be very long, else people will get bored of them and switch it off. This news bulletin will help me on my own broadcast, as it gives me an idea of how to present my own news stories. My production will be very similar to the one I found as I will be using vox pops and pre-recorded interviews like the one I've shown.